Basmaylı boş. Osti? Rahmat, danke.
No, it's like can you say tiş çıkmagıç?
Tiş çıkmagıç? It's just I run this morning and I have so much energy now.
That was unexpected. Salam dostlar, dagı bir video hoş geldiңиздер. Bu videoda biz Şveysariyadan gelgen bir kız жөнүндө söz kılabız. Al менен men jakında tanışıp köp kızıktуу nerselerdi aytıp berdi. Mınaki. Саламатсызбы?
Salamatçılık.
Kandayсыз?
Жақсы, рахмат. Senin қандай? Like your family?
Үй бүлө.
Үй бүлө жақсы? Аял жақсыбы?
Жақсы, Кудайга шүкүр.
Балдар жақсыбы?
Балдар жақсы.
I am 33 years old. I wanted to learn Russian. It was always my dream to learn the Russian language. And Kyrgyzstan was just cheaper than Russia to learn Russian. So yeah, it's too complicated, Russia. And Kyrgyzstan, they're like, oh, welcome, come here. And I felt in love with this wonderful country. 2.5 years ago, I just wanted to stay 2 months. And now it's already 2.5 years. And then I went on a horse riding trip during my 3rd week when I was here. And I just remembered my love for horses from my childhood. And so I got stuck, and then 1.5 years ago I saw my first Ulak, and like all the excitement, like that was just crazy, so impressive. Akula, yeah.
Akula is shark. It's Russian.
Are you named after a shark?
My name is pronounced Arkılуу.
Arkılуу.
Arkılуу. Can you say ü?
We have E.
Jul.
Jul?
No.
No.
Canlı cılın menen.
No. I would have loved to go to a park instead of a shopping mall.
Well,
Do we
it's
have money to spend?
No. Катя, bu Şveysariyadan gelgen de bu kız. Anan alacakta saat жасайды. So we're gonna check out some watches.
They're like super expensive.
Expensive, right?
Yeah. So.
But the price won't.
Tissot already.
So which one is better, like Tissot or
Rolex.
Rolex?
Longines is the best. I love Longines. Let's see if they have Longines maybe.
So what do you think?
I think we should ask them which one is the most expensive one.
5000.
None of my friends have an expensive watch. Like usual watches, maybe $2,000, $3,000. But you also keep them for the whole life. I only have this cheap plastic one. I'm scared to walk with a watch. I actually met a guy once that said, but Ulak is not for girls. And then I told him, but I like to do sports. And I like a little bit to, fight. And I like nature, and I like horses. And then he said, oh, okay, then you can do it. That's okay. And then in the last 15 years, things changed. And we have less snow, maybe because of global warming or something. So it's not that cold anymore. There's like almost no snow. So I never experienced like minus 30 degrees as you have here. It's super cold for us. Kyrgyz people, they're like much more spontaneous. So if you suggest them, let's do that, let's go to Talas tomorrow, they will be like, yeah, like why don't we go in 1 hour? And Swiss people, we plan maybe like 1 year in advance already. My mom, she went for New Year's Eve dinner, and they straight away booked the table in the same restaurant 1 year later. Like 365 days in advance, they already booked their table. Try to train for this kakburi ulak. I need like a heavy body strength. As a female, you want to lose weight, but as a horse rider, I want to gain weight. You push with your knee and your hand combination, and then you kind of move your whole body. I think that's the movement. But someone has explained it to me, so I just figured it out by watching and watching and watching.
Мына Катя азыр үйдөн чыгып атат. Өзүнө бир курсак ачып кетип, сэндвич алып алыптыр.
I was hungry. Some people think Swiss people, they're really spending money all the time, but I think we're really cautious. So I always use marshutka instead of taxi, or I just made my sandwich. I mean, it's salmon, but if I would have bought the salmon sandwich, it would have been so much more expensive.
Tamamın tatlı olsun.
What?
Tamamın tatlı olsun.
Rahmat, danke. Osti? Dandul? Naan?
It's too small.
You actually want to steal my sandwich?
No, actually.
So this is our chocolate, one of the most famous one. It's called Toblerone, and it's in the shape of our famous Matterhorn mountain. So that's the mountain.
Nice. Which parts of Kyrgyzstan have you visited so far?
So I've been like a lot in Istiklal region, like İçkisu, but then I also went to Leylek.
What brought you to Leylek?
Yeah, that's an interesting story. So I somehow ended up in Ulak, in Azorne. One day I told them, people from the north, they're so much nicer than the people from the south. Because they let me ride in Ulak, and they say, did you actually realize that we are all people from Leylek and from the south, and we're giving you every week a horse? So there was one guy coming when I was riding, and he said, oh, I want some English-speaking people with my family. And he said, I'm a truck driver, I can drive you to Leylek. And I was like, no way. I mean, you're like a truck driver. That must be the most dangerous species ever. Like, I'm not going in a truck with you. And then he made a video of his place, his family, and most importantly, he showed me the horses of his neighbor. And the horse of his neighbor is like a huge black stallion. And it's worth $18,000 because he's so great in Ulak Taktish. And so I wanted to see that horse, and then they called me like, we're leaving in 2 hours, and I packed my stuff and I came to the truck and I climbed the ladder to the inside of the truck, and I realized that this was probably the most stupid idea ever.
Bizdin ulag'imizda kelib o'tiradi. Shveysariyadan bular bir qiz bola. Bugungi bizdin ulag'imizda bular qizlar ulag'cha olib o'tiradi. Qaytaring. O'shating bitta pasqa. Rahmat. O'risha tushunaymi? Amal qilaver. Osti kim? Katya, спасибо тебе. Rahmat.
Do you know how to say horse?
Çılkı, kulun, bıştı, ası, pışık.
What?
Pışık? It's your language.
Mışık.
Mışık.
Ask the animals.
Ulak, börü. Börü. No, I mean, I just, the horse stuff, like Jugen, Nokto, Basmal Bosch. Like one dedushka, grandfather, he did not want to ride with me. And then anyway he agreed and we rode together, and I realized that his basma was open, which is really dangerous. And I told him, hey, basma bosh. And he checked, and then next time we met he was like, Salamatsızdarbı, Katya. He was much nicer after this moment.
Tell us something about learning.
I think it's really dangerous if you just remain the person you are. I think it's always interesting, and it's good for you to be a little bit out of your comfort zone. But I don't find learning a comfortable experience. So I think it's often hard, and you have to convince yourself to do it. So my mother tongue is Swiss German. But in school and in writing we use High German. Then I learned French and I had 2 years of Italian in school. Then I went to Mexico, I did some Spanish. Now I came here and did some Russian, and for persons I needed Kyrgyz. I invested quite a lot of time in learning, and it was a lot of time hard work. I grew up in a family that was not into learning at all. We didn't have newspapers. We didn't have. We were not interested very much in anything. I mean, my parents. So for me, the ability, the option now to learn and have internet is so huge that I just want to grasp it every single day. I didn't know that this world was outside when I was younger, and now I know. So I want to make good advantage of it.